clubs to reward their supporters. Just to move on, future of financial fair play, will it work? I suppose we'll have to wait and see, but I think one thing that UEFA have always expected is that in the short term there will be a number of legal challenges to financial fair play. And the first one that has happened, one that is underway, has been led by a Belgian agent, a chap called Daniel Striani, and he has started legal proceedings with several arguments that mirror the kind of things that the critics of financial fair play have said. He as a football agent thinks that financial fair play will restrict investment, that Roman Abramovich is of the future, that it will protect the existing clubs at the top end of football and prevent anyone competing with them, that it will reduce the transfer and market activities of football clubs, that it will decrease players' salaries, and because it decreases players' salaries, it will decrease the revenue of players' agents. I think I'm broadly sympathetic until the last of those bullet points, but we'll see where he gets to. But Mr. Striani has lodged a complaint with the European Commission, who regulate competition, antitrust law across Europe, and across Europe, not just in football, but in all industries. That decision has actually been refused. That application has actually been refused by the Commission, but that can be appealed. So I think most commentators expect that Mr. Striani will do that. But Mr. Striani has also started a claim in the Belgian courts, and really he's done that, I think, because the European Court of Justice, the way that can be accessed is it has to be through the national courts. So you start a case at the national court, and then you get a referral from the national court to the European Court of Justice, who decide on pan-European issues. So he started his national court case, and I think we expect at some point that will be referred to the European Court of Justice, and they will consider the impact of financial fair play on the European market, and whether that complies or not with European antitrust law and European laws on fundamental freedoms like freedom of movement. So one to watch out for lawyers, and one that will have a big impact, I think, on the future of this type of regulation. So we will have to wait and see. But until there is a legal challenge, and until there is a successful legal challenge, I think this is an idea that's certainly having its day in European football, and we will be with us for the foreseeable future. So we will have to wait and see what the effects are and what the impact is. And I don't see certainly UEFA changing their minds on it unless and until they are forced to by legal action. So finally, thank you very much for your attention. I think we're open for questions if anyone has any. If not, do feel free to speak to me afterwards, or during the coffee or the lunch breaks, or the networking session on financial regulation, or indeed any aspect of Premier League football, except maybe the last two Everton games.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. That was certainly a valuable insight into the financial fair play regulations and its legal implications. It's been a thrilling start to the conference, but it's time for us to take a short break, and in the meantime we will be holding a press conference for Mr. Chris Anderson. We have some light breakfast ready for you in the pre-function room next door. Please come back at 11:10 for our second session of the day. And please do not leave your personal belongings behind for security reasons. I would like to invite Mr. Mr. Yip Huen Wing to the stage to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Chris Anderson.
If we're doing photos, I'll flip it back to that. that was after the game against Liverpool this season when our captain Phil Jagielka had just scored a fantastic goal. So we'll.
Thank you, everyone. Breakfast is served next door.